And we're live.
Yeah,
We are
welcome,
live.
welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Let's ring the bell. We are here.
So, just in case you hear any unusual noises coming from the background, I do have
Doo
a
doo
dog
doo doo
here
doo 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 doo.
that I'm taking care of, and she loves plastic bottles. So, she has one out there that she's pushing around. You can buy the most expensive toys for this dog, and I've learned that she doesn't play with her toys that you bought. But the other day, she got really intrigued by this plastic bottle, and that's what she's been playing with.
That's
Go
amazing.
figure.
And say, hey, and how cheap is that? The
Exactly.
plastic bottle is a moment. So yeah, so don't worry. I also have a dog in the background. I did move her to the side of the house, but she does like a bark. We are having there's a Godzilla has come to visit us. He's a huge iguana, and he's been between the houses, and he's
Mhm.
huge. And she's been barking, and every time he moves, she gets chicken shit, and she runs back.
Oh,
But then she comes back to it. So she's in the corner too. So don't worry. So it's dog day. You know what? Dogs belong to Hades. Hades wants our attention today. So I honor her and hey, welcome. Welcome to our
yep.
group.
All right. So today is all about. Let me just double check, make sure everything is showing up over on Facebook because I know we kind of switched around the day.
Yeah, we're sorry about that, guys. Life got in the way, but we are here today and you can always come back and watch the replay. We
That's true.
appreciate you so much.
So, but let me just tell them that we're live so that they know.
I'll be burning some stuff while you set that alarm. Calling
Mhm.
my people, calling in my
So we are
people.
live over on. All right. So I sent the message.
I saw it.
Okay. So, yes, today today's tea, the tea blend is actually. Let's do some more. Let's do an introduction actually, because I think we every so often we kind of need to remind people who we are, sort of, or introduce ourselves to the newbies that might come on, because I know that we've gotten a few new faces over the last few weeks. So I kind of like to reintroduce ourselves every once in a while. So do you want to start? Do you want?
Sure, fine, no problem. Hi, so I'm MJ. I'm Michelle Bonilla, and I am a level 3 QHT hypotherapist. What does that mean in English? I am a past life regressionist. It's one of my key things that I do. It's my
Mhm.
jam. And that takes you back to find where your lives have been, how many lives you've had, and provide healing. It's so many things and so much more. I am also a Reiki master teacher, and I use a crystal healer, an alchemist. There are so many things. I am a light language activator, and you can find me at Love Notes from the Angels on Facebook and Love Notes from the Angels, love underscore from the angels underscore on Instagram, where I post a daily message from the angels. I am a channel and a medium, and now I'm all about teas, which is what we're here today about. So, yes, that is me. I am MJ, and I'm so happy to be here.
Yep. Thanks, MJ. And I'm Gina. If you've been watching me for a while, I'm constantly on Facebook doing something. And if you've been watching from my lupus channel, you know that it's kind of done a little bit of reinvention over there. So I call myself a complementary therapist practitioner. And that literally means that I work with different things, like crystals, sound therapy, art therapy. I'm a vegan nutritionist, I'm a master herbalist. So all of those things and more in healing. It's I didn't just use one thing when I was healing from lupus. It was a combination of different things. So I'm certified in quite a few different areas. So I'm considered to be a complementary therapist practitioner. I am also a fellow with the Complementary Medical Association, and currently working on my doctorate in hypnotherapy. So on December 31st, 2022, I should have a new title, Michelle. Yes. So that's a little bit about me. So today is going to be fairly simple, but the tea we're working with is by no means simple at all. This is like the queen of green teas. Okay, we're talking about matcha green tea. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to give you the benefits. I'll give you the medicinal benefits. MJ will talk about the spiritual aspects, the spiritual history, the magical history of it, as well as talk a little bit about crystals that resonate with matcha green tea, and then we'll talk a little bit about how you can work with matcha in your daily routine. Because that's one of the questions I got as I was looking on Facebook from one particular member of the group. She was saying, "I have this whole bag of matcha green tea and I have no idea how to use it." So we're going to give you some ideas because it's really not that hard. Now, there are different variants of matcha. You can get the ceremonial tea, the ceremonial matcha. And when I was teaching I taught at a private school, taught art and sculpture at a private school. And one of the things that we love to do every single year was transform our classroom into a Japanese tea house. And we had everything Japanese. We had actually one of my students, my former students, they lived in Japan for, gosh, like 15 or 20 years. So they would literally bring all of their stuff to my classroom and we transformed the entire room. And one of the things we did was the tea ceremony, but on a very, very, very shortened level, right? Because if you watch the Japanese tea ceremony, you know that it's quite lengthy. When we talk about elevating tea, the Japanese have elevated tea to a whole new level. Okay, so I'm not saying that you're going to sit here with matcha and do the entire hours long tea ceremony, but I do want you to go to YouTube, find the Japanese tea ceremony video. There's plenty of them, and sit down and watch just how, I don't quite know how to put it. When I say it's a ceremony, it's a ceremony from the preparing the water to putting the tea into the cup to the stirring. There's so much intention goes into making one cup of tea. So please take the time and go to YouTube and watch a Japanese tea ceremony. And if you do happen to have matcha in your possession, you know, see if you can do the ceremony for yourself. Really, the reason why we're doing this tea program every week is because we really want to elevate this whole idea of drinking tea just to a whole new level, rather than just dropping a tea bag into a cup, pouring some hot water, as you mindlessly scroll through something on social media. We want to take it to a whole we want to really elevate the tea experience, right? So that's why we're doing this. But the matcha will, you want to do the Japanese tea ceremony, go ahead, do it, just to get that idea of how ceremonial, this idea of drinking a cup of tea can be. Okay. All right. So I'm going to be quiet there. I'm going to be talking just a little bit about the benefits of matcha. We can go down a whole rabbit hole with this, seriously, because there's just so much to the history of matcha. It's been used for thousands and thousands of years by the Japanese especially. But I'm not going to go too much into the history because otherwise we'd be here like forever. We don't want to do that. All right. So benefits of matcha green tea. Let me show you. The one that I have is actually like what's called a cafe style blend. Gluten-free, non-GMO, organic. I have a little dog here. It's just having a little bit of fun. It's organic, and this is the cafe style blend. You can get the ceremonial blend if you do if you want to do the ceremony, or if you just want to practice the ceremony using the cafe, use whatever it is that you have in your possession. Okay. And I have a cup of the hot tea mix, and I also have a smoothie I'm going to share with you at the end on how to make that. But the idea is to walk away from here knowing that there are lots of different ways that you can work with matcha, not just in a tea. Okay, that's the idea. All right, so um, like I said, matcha has been enjoyed in Japan for like hundreds, thousands of years, and it's considered to be like the centerpiece of a traditional Japanese tea ceremony, which I just mentioned. And in recent years, it's been making like headlines in the Western culture. Like everybody's all about matcha, right? And they've used it from one thing, from the tea up to smoothies to baking. And I'll share that at the end. Matcha is a natural energy booster, and it doesn't come from caffeine. There is a little bit of caffeine in there, but it's not as much as you'd get if you were drinking just a cup of coffee. It's made from the leaves of the Camellia sinensis plant. Now, there are the ceremonial version is made from very, very young tea leaves. And if you have a tea bag, you take that tea bag, you drop it into a cup of water, right? You pour the hot water, or you drop it into a cup of hot water. It sits there and it seeps for a little bit. You take the tea bag out. You typically either throw it away or put it into your compost bin or onto your plants. That's how you make a traditional cup of tea, right? Well, with matcha, matcha is actually the young tea, the young leaves that have been ground up, pulverized to a powder. So you're drinking the whole leaf. You're not just drinking the steeped version of the leaf. Okay, so I'm hoping that made sense. When you're drinking matcha, that lovely green color that you see is actually the whole leaf itself. Let me go to the chat real quick. Cecilia is here and Karen is here. Welcome, ladies.
Hi guys, how are
So
you? Good to
when
see
you're
you.
drinking matcha, you are drinking the whole leaf. Okay, not just the steeping of the leaf. All right, so the leaves contain, there's a little bit of caffeine, and it also contains this ingredient called L-theanine, and the L-theanine is what actually helps to prevent that kind of jitters that you get from when you drink caffeine, right? If you drink too much caffeine, you get that like shaky feeling, that jittery feeling. Well, the L-theanine in matcha green tea helps to kind of counteract that jittery feeling. Okay. And MJ, feel free to jump in anytime, because what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a few, because there's like 10 or 15 benefits I'm going to read. I'm going to let you know about. And I don't want you to kind of get bored about all the scientific stuff. Okay.
It's just so much. It's just so much. And researching this tea as well, I found it to be amazing at the benefit, not only from the benefits, and I don't like to
Mhm.
go back to what Gina said at the beginning. With not only we're doing this tea talk, so we can educate you on teas. We're also educating you. Look how amazing that is. How inexpensive teas are. Say you don't have all the ingredients, you can go and pick and choose, and you can go. The tea from the 99 store is just as amazing as the tea from the most valuable store. Please don't
Mhm.
get caught up on the labels, because that's what it is. You're paying for somebody's label because tea is not that expensive. You can become a little alchemist and craft tea and make tea yourself. So please be aware that tea is so easy to make, and that's why we're here. And for everyone that says, I want to be a little more magical, I want to be a little more magical, the magic's in the tea. Because the tea is full of all the herbs that you need to blend to make you healthy, to heal you, to make you lose weight, to calm you. There's so many benefits. This is its own divination in itself, to be honest with you. Just like working with a crystal, just like working with your sound therapy, these are herbs. This is herb medicine. Gina is a master herbalist. I am a spiritual herbalist because I work with them for the magic. But when you step back and I'll look at them now, this is the magic is in the cup, and this is what I drink every day. And in my mind, I'm like, well, okay, this is my magic, and this is her herbs. And together, we're showing you how not only can the healthy benefits, the spiritual benefits, the inexpensiveness, all right. And Gina's also giving you some other tips on all the years of her using these herbs to combine them in smoothies and drinks. I mean, look at the glowing of her skin. I've only begun this process. I mean, I'm not even halfway to the level she is, but if you put all these green, she is a prime example of using the right herbs, how it can make you radiate. Because this woman radiates. I mean, am I right or am I right? So I'd
Thank
like you to
you.
know that the benefits of all this are
Yeah.
super amazing. So for me, since she's going to go over so much of it, I'm just going to talk about the spiritual. This is a masculine tea. It's about fire. All right. This is summertime, all right, because we're coming, it's spring is about to sprung up and it's going to be summer now. So this is about
Mhm.
passion. This is energy. This is progress. This is purpose. This tea is super amazing. And when I say purpose, this is goes back to when they used the Zen monks use this tea. Did you know that Zen monks use this tea before they prepare to go into their meditations? This
Mhm.
is what they
Sure
ground,
do.
and they used the young ones and they grounded it up, and that's what they drank. And it helped them see past their level. I mean, monks needing help, who
Yeah.
knew, right? You
Mhm.
are the monk. As you sit with that tea and you are taking yourself to another level. And if you get the high grade ritual one, woo, you
Mhm.
are going to fly. So they use this in honor. And I'm just going to read a quote that they said. It says, everyone can attain a level of consciousness very simple by everyday activities. But those simple things must be done with great intensity. A lot of thought must go into each item, each moment. Make it the sole goal of your life to obtain self understanding. And only then can you achieve life.
Mhm.
And this is what they were talking about for the process of just making this one tea. So, can you
Yeah.
imagine? They connected this tea with life itself. That's how amazing this tea is. So, that's what I got for you for this tea. And for me, this tea right here, this tea is a golden healer. Why is it a golden healer? Because a golden healer restores balance to your body. It encourages peace and harmony while aligning your yin and yang energies. It helps you have a positive change in outlook and enhances your understanding of what needs to be changed and allow
Mhm.
you to focus and heal you so you are open to change. And that's the connection with matcha tea. So she's going to continue to tell you all the benefits, but I want you to know this one crystal is a golden healer. For all the benefits that she's going to count to you now, this one crystal has almost the same benefit.
Mhm.
So there you go. This is a golden healer. Go ahead, Gina, to hit him with the
Yeah,
rest
so
of the
one of
stuff.
one of the things you mentioned was my skin. And I was thinking about that because one of the benefits of drinking matcha is it has a lot of benefits for your skin. And I've been working with matcha green tea for years, but I've never really connected matcha to my skin because I work with so many other things. But if you do drink matcha on a regular basis, you will notice the difference because the matcha is loaded with antioxidants, and you're gonna notice the difference. You will notice the difference. And like I said, there's so many different ways that you can work with the matcha that you're not getting bored with it constantly. I mean, people do in Japan, they do the ceremony pretty much kind of every day, right? Um, but if you live in a place that's hot, you don't want to be there sipping hot tea all the time. Except I happen to love hot tea. I don't care how hot it gets
Me
outside.
too. I live on an
I
island.
just
I'm with you, Gina. I make hot tea all the time. So it's
yeah.
not an
So
excuse for me. When I get really hot, I put the fan on. But you see me here because today it is 85 degrees here, guys. And I have my hot tea right here with the fan on. And you
yeah.
see, not sweating.
I drink hot tea all the time. So like I say, it's a powerhouse of antioxidants, and the tea leaves, the green tea leaves, are known for their antioxidant properties because it's the high concentration of this particular thing called catechins. I know I throw out a lot of scientific stuff. It's a phenol, and it's also an antioxidant. And green tea happens to have a particular catechin that you don't find in any other teas. And this one is called EGCG, and that's because it's a long name. The actual name is epigallocatechin gallate. That's why it's shortened to
Espiali knows.
TCCG.
We're gonna be Mary
So
Poppins in here and start singing.
that particular catechin is found in matcha green tea. It's absolutely really good for your skin. And because of the way that matcha is made, it's the, like I mentioned earlier, it's the whole tea leaves that are ground up. That's why you get that nice green color. It's the whole leaf. It's not, you're not getting it into a tea bag and then you're steeping and throwing away the tea bag. You are actually putting the whole leaf into the ground up leaf into your cup and putting the water on there. And that's why you're getting 3 times more EGCG, that catechin, than any other steeped tea. Okay. I already mentioned how it's made. Matcha is also good for your brain, and research has shown that the EGCG, the L-theanine, the caffeine in matcha can improve cognitive function. That's another reason why I think everybody needs to have your matcha and work with that in as many ways as you possibly can. It does help to boost attention, and it does help to boost memory as well. Who doesn't need a
Like
little
fluoride.
attention?
See that right alone. I'm gonna pop out other crystals as she's talking. So that's a fluoride crystal right there. Go ahead, keep going. I'm gonna add the
Looking
crystals
at
as she goes.
the chat, I'm 43 and I have the worst skin, so I am so glad you mentioned this. Absolutely, yes. Go ahead, grab yourself a bag of matcha. And ironically enough, it's really not that expensive. I mean, if you're going to get the ceremonial blend, you'll probably pay a little bit more.
Because it's
But
ceremonial. Come on, man.
yeah, but
You're
it's
paying
not.
for what you're right.
Yes, it's not really. It's the kind of investment you want to make. Get the good stuff. Get the good stuff. All right. Matcha also supports heart health because of, again, the EGCG. It helps to decrease the oxidative stress, right? And by decreasing oxidative stress, you're decreasing inflammation, which in return is going to actually improve heart health because it also is going to help with your circulatory system, all of that stuff. Okay.
And who
Lowers
doesn't
your
need to
LDL.
reduce stress? Everybody in here needs to reduce
Yes.
stress. So
So when I tell you that this tea is a powerhouse, everybody should have it. You really should. Lowers your LDL cholesterol levels and also reduces, by doing that, it reduces your risk of having a heart attack and or a stroke. The catechins that I mentioned earlier are also used to treat the liver. So we're going from the heart to the liver, from the skin to heart to liver. You see, this basically kind of works your whole body. And again, the EGCG, the main catechin, is responsible for reducing liver oxidation. All right. Here's one thing that who doesn't want this, right? Especially with swimsuit season coming around, it boosts your metabolism, right? Boosts your metabolism. It supports weight management according to studies. I'm not making this stuff up. You can go and find the studies that have been done, and you'll see matcha actually helps to raise your metabolism, and which in turn can help you with your weight loss. Just in
Gina,
time for swimsuit season.
I just read when I was researching this that somebody did a challenge for 30 days where they said they were just going to drink matcha tea. They changed up their diet, but majority of the day was the matcha tea. And not only did they lose the weight, their skin changed, everything changed for them. So challenge yourself, guys. 30 days of matcha tea and see how you feel day 1 to day 30. You never know.
Just incorporate matcha into your some, and there's, like I said, there's so many ways that you can incorporate it. You don't have to drink hot tea every single day.
Exactly.
All right. It does strengthen your immunity. So this was one of the reasons why I incorporated, I should say, because I'd been working with matcha long before I was actually diagnosed with lupus. But I guess by continuing to work with it and then everything else that I incorporated, it contributed to my results, which, up to just a few couple months ago, where still there is no sign of lupus in my body. So I'm not saying it's just matcha, because it wasn't just matcha that I worked with, but I'm just saying this is a powerhouse of a tea. Go get some. Okay. It also improves your mood. L-theanine affects your dopamine as well as your serotonin, and it helps improve feelings of well-being. Maybe that's why I'm so perky today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm yeah.
You
But
know
it
what? This
can.
tea makes us. I just want to say this tea, no matter what you're going on in the stress level, because Gina and I both have lives of stress and things going on. But
Mhm,
as you can see, because we take these teas, because we take all these herbs, it's like, okay,
yeah,
let's keep flowing. Life goes on. So
exactly. It manages. I mean, this particular tea you've heard me mention. Yeah, okay. Now it helps your immunity. It helps with your metabolism, so your thyroid and all of the other hormones. It helps your liver. It helps your skin. It helps your heart. Um, what else am I going to mention? It is linked to anti-aging properties, which is we mentioned earlier about protecting your
skin.
skin. It includes helps to reduce wrinkles, the roughness on your skin, the discoloration, sun damage that you might already have, and it's so easy to add to your diet. I mean, just go get a bag of matcha, and I'm going to show you all of the different ways that you can add this thing into your diet. So you can see that this is a powerhouse. What does it not help with, right?
Right. This is one you should have. If all in all the world, like you say, what in the spiritual world, what herb you would keep in the herb world, this is
Mhm.
an herb you should have in your cupboard. You should have this one. This is a go-to one. And if you haven't heard it, try it out. You're going to see, you're going to really enjoy it. And there's so many different things you could do with it that you're going to be shocked. And you could even change
Exactly.
the flavor of it. So if you're like, oh, I don't like that taste, we got some flavors for you that are
Yep.
going to change the whole thing.
Here's one other benefit that most of you probably don't know. It actually improves oral health because it helps to prevent plaque buildup, which means that it prevents cavities and all of those things. I mean, come on, that's it. Now it helps your teeth. So, all of those benefits, grab yourself a bag of matcha green tea, and I'm going to show you a few different ways in which to work with it. Okay. So, we mentioned the hot tea. I have a cup right here. This is not the original color of the matcha. This is the matcha green tea mixed with my herbal coffee, which you see here. Okay, my herbal coffee has the dandy blend, which is um, dandelion root and chicory root, and then it has turmeric, an adaptogenic blend, which has licorice root, ashwagandha, astragalus, and a few other things.
Didn't you
Then
say
it
you
has
posted that? You posted that up. We did that in another episode. Didn't you post it somewhere?
we
I think somebody asked. So just in
someone
case
asked
somebody's
it.
looking for it,
It's kind of my secret blend that many people are trying to um, you know want me to start selling, and I'm considering.
hesitant.
Yeah,
You
and then I
should.
have a
It's
magic
yours.
mushroom blend, huh?
You should sell it. If it's worthy of it and you're really enjoying
Yes,
it, I think
it's
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 something you should
very
put out there.
it's very powerful. And then it has I have a magic mushroom blend in that particular coffee, and then of course there's also maca root. Maca root is great for energy. So this pretty much kind of works on everything. So my tea is a combination of the matcha plus it's 2 tablespoons of matcha and 2 teaspoons of matcha and 1 teaspoon of the herbal coffee in with that's what I'm drinking. So you can drink it hot. You can also just drink the plain matcha. And like I said, there are different kinds that you can get. This one is the cafe blend. So you get this, you put 2 to 3 teaspoons in your cup, you put in some warmed up nut milk, you add a little bit of vanilla, maybe a dash of cinnamon, stir it up really well, and you have yourself a nice matcha latte. Okay. You can have it hot or cold, it's entirely up to you. After you've made it hot, then you can go ahead and add your ice to it, or
Or you
here's
could buy
another
the
thing.
teas, or you could buy the tea bags. If you don't want to do all the measuring like she does, I buy the tea
Right.
bags and then I add the ingredients. So if you're not up on, well, I don't know how much to put in this or what pinch of that, buy the tea bags and then you can add to the tea bag.
Here's one of the things that I did, because I at one point I did make the hot not hot, the cold matcha drinks. So what I did was I took the tea, the matcha tea, I froze it. I made some, then I froze it as ice cubes. So whenever I made the cold drink, instead of adding regular ice cubes, I added the matcha green tea ice cubes. So it didn't get
Nice.
watered down with just the regular ice cubes. Okay, so that's a tip.
That's a great
Is
idea.
Yeah, instead of adding regular ice cubes, make matcha green tea ice cubes and add to your drinks. So you can make it
You know,
hot.
and for this one, I just want to say, can I just add to that? If you take some pure mango now, hear me, pure mango with that matcha, and you put it in the same ice cube and you melt it in and you just let it in, guess what? You've just made a summer spring drink that's going to take you to cloud nine.
Cecilia says I've done that with coffee ice cubes. Yes, I've done that too. Um,
I love iced
okay,
coffee. So,
let's jump back a little bit because we're talking about the skin. One of the crystal that jumped to mind was jade. Um, to me, jade is the crystal version of matcha as when it comes to the skin. I used to work with, and I don't do it as often, but I have a jade roller, and that's one of the things I worked with on my skin all the time was this jade roller. And whenever I thought about, what crystal do I think resonate with the matcha green tea, and jade is the one that came to mind.
also
So,
jasper. Jasper is a really, remember, jaspers are many types of jasper, and I think it's a
mhm,
mookaite jasper, if I'm correct. Mookaite is very good
yeah,
for the skin. So if you
yes,
have a mookaite jasper, it
mhm,
is very good for it, just like jade is excellent. I have a couple of mookaite jaspers, and I know in a course I'm taking, they just sold a whole facial kit, and it was in total mookaite, and it's
mhm,
to help the whole soothing of the skin. So
yeah,
mookaite is another one.
yeah. All right, so we did the hot and cold tea smoothie, and MJ just mentioned one as well, but I have one here that actually I made yesterday. It was a smoothie yesterday. Today it's more like um
A puree?
it's very it's very gelled up because I do have chia seeds in there, and when chia seeds are allowed to sit, they have that gelatinous uh feeling on the outside of it that thickens up. So mine is almost like a puree now. But this was a smoothie I made yesterday in preparation for us coming on to our live. So this one has mango, a banana, a tablespoon of blended up walnuts, as well as a teaspoon of chia seeds and coconut water, all blended up really well. And there's the smoothie. Did I mention the matcha? Yes,
Yes.
and it has 2 teaspoons of the matcha in there with everything I just mentioned. So you don't have to work with this in just a tea form. Okay.
Could you make that an ice cream? They just do it in, could you
Mhm.
freeze that and make that blend that you have there into like a frozen drink or
You
like
can, and that's one of the things I was going to talk about next. I call it nice cream. Since I don't eat, dairy ice cream, I eat the anything that's made with like nut milks. So you can make what I call nice cream. You take your smoothie, you made this, put it into a little container, put it into the freezer, and now you have nice cream,
That's
right?
awesome.
As an option, right? You can take if you love coconut milk, take the coconut milk, couple tablespoons of your matcha. You can add some vanilla to that. You can add maybe some cinnamon, blend it up really, really well, put it into your freezer. Again, you have nice cream. So lots of different ways that you can work with the matcha in the cold version. Cookies. If you're a baker, put some matcha into your next time you make some cookies. I know it turns out looking green, but it's good green. Okay, this is good stuff.
It's March. It's St. Patty's Day.
Yes, and this is
Yeah.
perfect for working with during March because you put some matcha in there, everything turns green, and it's good for you. You're not
Very
putting
good.
any artificial food coloring in there. It's the good stuff. Okay, so your cookies, your cakes, your lattes, everything is going to be all green. Everything's coming up green this month. That's a good one. It didn't even occur to me until you mentioned that just now, MJ. Yeah, it is St. Patrick's Day coming up. All right. So the lattes, hot or cold, butter. If you've ever made almond butter or walnut butter, take some matcha green tea and add into that. Mix it up really well. Now you have your matcha almond butter, your matcha walnut butter, right? And it tastes really good,
Don't
really
make
good.
everything add matcha. I'm going to tell you right now because what you're going to do is kill it. Add it
Right.
to one thing at a time until you start
Yep.
digging what you can. And then, because if you overwhelm yourself, what happens when you overwhelm? You jump from A to Z and you miss all the steps in between, and you're not going to like it. So
Yeah.
slowly started adding. That's what we do with turmeric and ginger.
Mhm.
And that's what you add with matcha. You add it in, and then you, wow, this is truly amazing. And
Yeah.
then you're going to love it.
Exactly. I'm not suggesting that you go out and you make all of these things and you just try it. If you like to make butters, then try putting some matcha in there. But don't go
You know
out
what it
and
is, Gina?
suddenly
Is that they saw your skin because you were like, wait, her skin's like that? And I can see people just buying a whole bunch of matcha and putting it all over their faces. No, take your time, guys. Slow
yeah,
down.
yeah. Start by doing a smoothie or a hot no. No, you can't have that. Thank you.
She wants matcha tea too.
No, she loves paper, so she goes after every piece of paper. Um yeah, so don't go out and start, putting matcha into everything. Play around with something that you would normally eat or drink on a regular basis. Like if
Right.
you eat oatmeal on a regular basis, sprinkle a little matcha on there. See how you like it. Right? Just play around with it. If you like pistachios mixed with matcha is amazing. It is really amazing.
I
So
didn't know that. I'm going to try
you
that
can
one.
you can make energy balls, pistachio energy balls, and incorporate matcha green tea powder into that. Super, super amazing. Add some cinnamon, some cardamom, a little bit of vanilla in there. Oh my gosh, yes. So if you make energy balls on a regular basis, try incorporating a little bit of matcha powder into that. Matcha lemonade, if you make lemonade, add a little bit of matcha into that. Now you have matcha lemonade, powerhouse. Okay. Banana bread. I made I make banana bread all the time. And I remember the first time I made matcha banana bread, my kids looked at me like, Mom, it's green. I said, I know it's green, but trust me, it's good. And that banana bread went so quickly. Yes, they loved
What
it.
does it reminded
They
me of? I'm not going to eat green eggs of ham. I'm not going to eat them, Sam. I will not eat them in a bus. You will
Dr.
eat these
Seuss.
green and hams. You will eat them. You will, because you'll
Yes,
enjoy it.
yes, you will. Um, so what else? Matcha popsicles. Yes. If you can even take the smoothie that I just made here, and you put it, if you have the little popsicle makers molds, you just pour that in, put your popsicle sticks in, freeze it. Now you have a popsicle. So many different ways that you can incorporate matcha green tea into your daily diet.
Please, and I challenge you to do it. I
Mhm,
challenge you to take this challenge and take a picture of your face day one and take a picture of
mhm.
your, because it takes 30 days for a habit to set in. So do it for 28 to 30 days and watch the change in you. And then come back and let us know how it worked for you. And show us and tell us if you added something different and how it was, because we always love new recipes. We're open for
Yeah,
that. So definitely come back and tell us.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I'm hoping that after today, a lot more people, at least those of you who said, I have this bag of matcha, it's been sitting there, I have no idea how to work with it. Now you do. Lots of
Yes.
ideas. So many
Along
ideas, and
everything.
these are just a few from me. I mean, go online, um, Google, just put in matcha
Healthy,
green, matcha.
healthy,
Yes,
healthy. Google healthy. Don't be adding sugar to it. Don't be adding artificial flavors. Don't be adding
right,
all that
exactly.
poisonous ingredients. Hell, we're talking, look for the healthy recipes. That's what we
Yes.
want.
And there are a lot out there. There are a lot of those. So get creative. You can even sprinkle your matcha onto salads. There's so many different ways. If you want to just kind of, ease yourself into it, start off with maybe a cup of tea and then start sprinkling it into different things here and there and just test it out and see how it works for you. The idea is to just get creative, play around with it. food is not supposed to be boring, you know. I think and even if you're on a diet, it's still not supposed to be boring. If you're on a
I'm gonna
diet
say to
and you're
you.
struggling, huh?
Okay. I'm gonna say something. Remember that old you have to re-educate yourself. Remember when they used to say,
Right.
"Don't play with your food." I'm telling you, play with your food because that's the only way you're
Yes,
gonna know if you're enjoying it.
exactly. Yes. All right. So that is I mentioned jade and you mentioned golden healer
Right.
as the crystals, right?
Hmm.
I can't think of any other. Oh, you did mention Mookaite Jasper, so those are the three. If you
Yeah.
do have those, here's one of the things I'd love for you to do. If you do have a bag of matcha, pull out those crystals and take your if you have an altar, take your matcha and create a little kind of like a mini altar, you know, with a little bit of matcha there and your three crystals if you have those three particular crystals that we mentioned, and start working with those over the next month. And I'd like MJ said, I'd really love to know and to see at the end of the 30 days after, you know, you've been working with matcha on a daily basis, how your skin looks, how you feel actually. Because remember, what is happening on the inside is going to manifest on the outside. You
Absolutely.
can't look like, in my opinion anyway, you can't feel absolutely horrible inside and then you're going to look amazing on the outside. One of the
And if
things
you do your fake, it's tears of a clown, and that's not what we want here.
right, we want you to be glowing from the inside out, right? Be
Absolutely.
healthy from the inside out.
Absolutely. Mhm.
Okay.
So,
All right.
and I
So
also want to add to that. You can take them. Say you have that Mukai crystal or the jade crystal that she said. Let me give you a tip here. So take the crystal. This is for your face. You're drinking the tea now. You want to add something. So take it. See where you're right here in the middle where your lines start by your brow and start moving. It helps alleviate the lines over your forehead. It helps with any tension you have in your head and it alleviates that. Same thing on the side. You are pulling up from the side. You're using Mukai Jasper or Jade, and you're pulling the energy up softly and gently on the side of your face. See, and I'm just using a heart crystal, but you can softly the energy of the crystal with the Mukai. See, and what you're doing, this is double duty. You're working from the
right,
inside out and from the outside in, and
right.
that's what you have.
And
So you can
make
even put
sure
it
you're
here.
using a tumbled stone, not a raw stone.
Yeah,
So
no, please, no rundle, no chart, and try to make
yes,
it, yeah, make it as flat as possible. They have specialty ones, but I want to say when it comes to crystal, you can just do a little smooth stone is all you need. See the smoothness of the stone, and look how easy. Or
yeah.
in a point, say you have a pain or a headache or pressure right here, take the point and put the point right on it and hold it and take a deep breath in. It'll alleviate. That's what the mookaite does. That's what the jade does. That's what crystals do when they touch your skin. Okay, so the combo of the matcha with those crystals, come back to me in 30 days and let us know. It's going to be a big
Exactly.
difference.
And I want to mention this because you know I know we're getting a lot of questions about, well, why are we talking about crystals and tea? Well, I want us to get to a place where we realize every particular crystal has a particular energy that resonates from it. Crystals have energy. That's the reason why, you know, so much technology uses quartz. If you open up your technology, you'll find quartz in there. Quartz is a crystal. It's the most prevalent crystal on the planet. All right, and there's certain crystals that resonate with certain benefits. That's why we work with certain things for certain crystals for certain things. Okay, Mookaite jasper is considered to be the beauty stone,
Right.
and I
It helps
have
with other
Mookaite
things as well.
among
But
other things, but yeah,
other
that's
things.
what
See,
it's called,
see,
the beauty stone.
right.
So, um,
You have all these
so
crystals around you that help you. Look, they're not, and I want to tell you that crystals, I'm a certified advanced crystal healer. I
mhm,
take these crystals and I use them to heal you. I use them to heal. As you can see, I'm wearing what I my intention is of the day for the healing that my body needs and the energy I want to call in. And just like when we tell you with every sip, set an intention with the crystals as well. And it's part of a
Right.
big package here. It's not only about the tea. It's not only about the crystals. It's not only about the sound therapy. It's not only about the weight loss. It's everything. Your emotions,
Exactly.
it's everything. And when you combine them and then you start utilizing all these tools, you realize how powerful these things are for you. And you talk about, oh, I want to be more magical. There's nothing more magical than this right here in your hand, a cup of tea and a crystal. And the most important person, you, because you are the magic.
Exactly. Exactly. That's one of the things I always tell my kids. I said, remember your magic. Remember your magic. Yeah. And on that note, ladies, and we have a few gentlemen that watch, I'm sure. And those of you who will come back to watch the replay. Today was all about matcha, matcha in all forms. Please watch the replay. If you're curious about matcha, if you have no idea what matcha is, and if you don't know what matcha is, you'll find out today.
Please do. Please, it's a
Experiment,
great tea.
work with it in different ways that we've mentioned, and just come back, like MJ said, let us know how you like it, how you worked with it, and we want to see some skin. Like, take pictures and show us.
Glow.
Be brave. Show us the before and show us the after, and you will
Absolutely.
definitely see some differences. Okay.
And this is the happy day. It's about happiness, and you're gonna see the difference. So I'm dubbing overall this matcha tea today. I'm dubbing it Ocean Jasper because once you see the difference in the month, it is going to make you so happy. It's integrate, it gets in, it refines,
Yes.
it raises, it boosts, it has everything. So that's what I'm granting this tea today because it's a summer tea. You could add mangoes and all these great stuff to it,
Exactly.
peaches, whatever you want, but you do. But try it. We challenge you. I challenge you. 30 days from now, tell me how you look, feel, and sound. You're going to be amazed. And you're going to
You
come
know
back. You
that
could
that
either
sounds like a program we should put together. 30 days of matcha. Yes. All right. So we have Karen, Empty Nesters, who I never remember who that is. So please remind me. Cecilia, Kathleen. We've had so many people on the show today. Thank you guys for stopping by. And if
thank
I
you
don't
guys.
remember who you are, just feel free to just let me know. And we will see you again in another episode next Tuesday. Today was, just chalk it up to the time change. All right. So see
Yes.
you all again. Thank you, MJ. It's been a
Thank
great
you,
one.
Gina.
Again.
Take care. Bye
Bye.
bye.